Okay, hey y'all, so as you can see from the title, this is my foundation and highlight routine, how I get this flawless skin. So what I did first was prime. I primed with the E.L.F. Brightening Lavender Primer. Now I'm applying my two concealers from LA Girl. I'm applying the orange concealer and the fawn concealer. I'm applying this over any dark marks that I have, or any discoloration or imperfections or whatever. I apply the orange first, and then I apply fawn on top of it, so that the for one I can apply, well, for one I can get more coverage, sorry, and then also so the orange won't peek through my foundation, if that makes sense, because I'm always nervous about that. I've always have been ever since I started color correcting. So this is a really good combo. I really like it. I'm going to be blending it in with a stippling brush from Earth Therapeutics, but this does not have to be blended in perfectly at all, because your foundation is going to go on top of it. And one thing I want to state is, if you are paler, or yeah, basically just if you are paler, really you don't need to use such a deep orange. You can use maybe yellow, or kind of like a pumpkin orange, kind of like this is like a really deep orange, and it may just be too much and too dark for your foundation to cover. So just make sure you're getting the right thing to color correct with. Okay, y'all, for foundation, I'm using the LA Girl foundation in the color bronze. I showed you on the back of the hand how many pumps, or like how much it was, and that was only about 2.5 pumps, not really a lot at all. And I'm blending that in with my E.L.F. I think they call this the ultimate blending brush now. It's just like a little dense buffer brush, really, and you can use a sponge if you want to. I kind of like to use brushes to do my foundation over sponges, because I feel like it kind of goes a lot faster. You just got to take a little extra like blending time, but I think it kind of just works a little faster for me. A lot of people like tell me all the time, like, oh, you don't really need foundation, just a little concealer, yada yada yada. Like, thank you, but I think nothing's wrong with a little foundation. It really just gives you a nice even skin tone to like work on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't think there's anything wrong with foundation. You don't have to apply as much as I did. Like, even this is like a little bit too much for some people. I like full coverage, like full on glam, so that's why I apply so much. But you definitely don't have to apply as much, you know. You can just apply about a pump or something like that, but this is just how much I like to apply on a normal day. So next, going on to highlight, I'm using the NYX HD concealer. The light one is in golden that I'm highlighting with, and then I'll be contouring with the one in cappuccino. Like, the one that I'm contouring with is in cappuccino. I'm sorry, I'm like, what am I talking about, girl? Get it together. Get it together. So I'm just highlighting under my eyes, my chin, my nose, my forehead, and my cupid's bow. I don't do under the hollows of my cheeks anymore, because I just don't like it. I just ended up like, it just, I don't know, it just won't work. It just won't work with me. So what I'm doing right now, I'm blending everything out with this tiny freaking blender from Real Techniques, and this is dry because I didn't feel like getting up and wetting it. And I don't know, I wasn't going to use it at first, because y'all know I kind of use, like, I kind of just use anything really. Like, I've used pointed foundation brushes, flat top brushes. Like, on my channel I've used a lot of things to blend out my highlight, but today I'm just using this little tiny sponge from Real Techniques. And yeah, I'm really just tapping that into the skin, and as you can see, this concealer is just really freaking melting into the skin. Super just super amazing, y'all. Like, this is such an amazing concealer. Again, drugstore is NYX. You can order it online. You can get it at Target. If you have a NYX store near you, of course you can get it from the NYX store. Like, wherever NYX is sold, you can get it from. I freaking love it so much, and they're only like $6 or something like that. Like, get you some, girl. Okay, you know, I gotta apply a little bit more, but I blended it out the same way. So I'm showing y'all this next product I always use. Is the NYX HD finishing powder, and this is in mint green. I got it in the wrong color. I meant to pick up translucent, and when I was in the store, I'm like, this look a little green, but I thought like maybe my eyes was playing tricks on me, but it wasn't. I typically really apply this mostly under the eyes right away to fight the creases and to make sure nothing's creasing, and to kind of just do it like an initial set. Especially if it's kind of like hotter outside, I'll put this on just in case like I start sweating. And this is just my Real Techniques setting brush. This is my absolute favorite. Like, pick this brush up. It's so amazing. I will never ever change brushes ever, like ever. So as you can see, I'm placing down the concealer to contour. I'm just doing my forehead, my nose, and the hollows of my cheeks, because I don't want to do it on my jawbone anymore. I've said this a lot this summer, because I just think it kind of looks a little unnatural for moi. You know, just I don't know. I just kind of like wanted to switch things up with my makeup, and I just didn't like that. So instead, what I do is I blend out the hollows of my cheeks and half of my forehead, and on that half of my face, I take that excess and I apply it to my jawbone. So you see that little turkey neck, just a little baby turkey neck under there. That's what I'm trying to conceal with that. So instead of just applying it straight there, I just take the excess and apply it that way, a little more natural. And on my nose, as you can see, I'm doing these dots still. I think that this helps me not apply too much. Like, I don't need to do 2 full lines. I just do these little dots, and I'm going to blend those little dots in with a concealer brush, a little cheap concealer brush from the beauty supply store. Okay, so next I'm taking the SPUN powder with that same little beauty blend, well, that same little blending sponge from Real Techniques. And so this is my new technique that is working out beautifully for me. So what I do is I kind of do this like twice. So this is like baking basically. So what I do for the first time I apply the powder is I'm pressing it into my skin. I'm not really trying to apply excess powder to bake just yet. I'm just pressing it into my skin, and I do this because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like when I do it this way, it creates more of a less powdery look and kind of more of like a fresh skin look. So now what I'm doing is I'm going on top and applying like my excess powder to kind of like bake with. And I just think this way like works out a lot better than just going straight in and applying a shit ton of SPUN to bake with. And I do this with any setting powder, even my Sacha Buttercup. If I was using that today, I would do the same method, and it just works out for me. It may not work out for everybody, but for me it works out, and it doesn't look dry. It just literally looks like skin. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the NYX HD finishing powder in translucent, the little bit I have left, I'm just applying that to the rest of my face to set the rest of my face. And this is just a big on powder brush from Icing. So next I'm taking my Pro Bronzer from Absolute New York, and I'm kind of using some new brushes on y'all. I'm using this brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm just, it's like a tulipy kind of brush, like a duo fiber brush, very loose, and I'm just bronzing with that. I freaking love this bronzer. It adds warmth to my face. Yeah, it just brings back the life, you know. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this LORAC tantalizing bronzer. I don't remember the name right now. This isn't even mine. This is my mom. So I'll put the name in the description bar in the video. And I'm taking this kind of domey brush to contour with. I freaking love this powder. This is not drugstore. I think this is about $20. This is the only thing that's not drugstore, but I definitely would recommend this. If you're gonna spend your coins on any bronzer, get this. It's a matte bronzer. It's so pretty, y'all. Like, I was literally, it just melts on the skin. It's so nice. Like, oh, it's so beautiful. I need to go get me some ASAP. So yeah, but if you want to know my recommendations for some bronzers to contour with from the drugstore, I would say Black Radiance, their little contour kit, super nice. ColourPop has nice matte bronzers. What else do I use? NYX also has nice matte bronzers as well. Wet n Wild got nice matte bronzers, you know. E.L.F got nice matte bronzers. And speaking of E.L.F, I'm taking their blush in Cabo Cabana. It used to be my favorite back in the day. It's like a nice corally pinky color. And I'm just applying that. I don't apply it just to the apples of my cheeks. I bring it up so that my face doesn't look as round. And I just did this today, like applying the blush on my nose. That shit was too cute. So that's in my routine now. So now I'm taking Wet n Wild Precious Pearls. Finally, I know the name. That's the highlighter I'm using, and I'm just flicking it on my nose, as you can see, instead of taking my finger and directly applying it. I don't know, I just liked how that like looked, instead of like taking my finger to do it at the tip of my nose. I just ended up, I don't know, I think it really gave me like a cute little nose. Like I just really, I just really liked it or whatever. So yeah, and I'm applying that highlighter right above my brow. That was new too. That honestly, I think is so unnecessary. I don't really think it did anything for me, but whatever. And this is my routine, y'all. Just keep practicing and you'll get perfect skin. I've been doing this for years. That's how I started in makeup with skin. So I'll see you guys in the next video.